Continuing with the Aragon turn one. Uh, I got my fleet set up here in their little bottleneck spots. They'd lose a battle if, or they'd be outnumbered rather, if France and Anjou combine their forces. But they might be able to slow them down. Another thing is, so I got options, and I want to vacate these spots here and come back and garrison my cities, or do I want to go after Toulouse? It's a key spot. Well, I guess they're still connected right here, but these two armies here, this army could block that approach, but these two armies here could go on into here and give them something else to worry about, and I'd definitely put the hurt on them. Oh, what to do? What to do? I'm thinking about rolling the dice and letting the old AI die roll decide. Let me just look at this and we'll be right back. All right. Well, it comes down to two choices: use it or lose it with the mercenaries, or lose them because I'm not going to use them and come down here with the other forces and defend my cities. I'm thinking about the attack. Let's go for the attack. I don't know if it's going to be wise or not, but yeah, let's use the mercenaries, and I'll have to remember that when it comes time to buy them. You buy mercenaries when you want to do some raiding and stuff. There's a lot of thinking that's got to go on in this little pocket game. So these guys took some time, and yeah, there's a lot of thinking going along here. So another thing is, when I activate my force, I'll definitely want to include my king, and I'll activate him here in this little area, and we'll go on through over here, and then on in. So I'll move from there to there. These units will stay here as a blocking force. Although there are some nice mercenaries there, and you don't necessarily lose them. Right? You got to roll a die. I think it's a half a chance, 50-50, or maybe a little bit more, 60% chance that they stay. But you just got to incorporate that into your thinking, into your stratagems. So yeah, let's go ahead and we're going to get us a force here and see how this goes. We'll be right back. So then, in Upper Aragon, my king is consolidating his forces, and he will keep all those into force. We will roll for his operations. Let me see here again. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, roll two dice. Okay. Phasing player rolls two dice. Tells the result. All right. Let's go here. Aragon. You can use a big number, 7. So we got this thing moved up to 7, and that's how many points he gets. Now, first thing we'll do is movement on the ground. And 1 per area enter 2 of coming out of an area containing units. So I will move 1. Move this thing down to 6. And the king will come over here and grab himself some more forces. To gather these guys up, we'll be right back. Alright, so in Urgel, my king has gathered his forces. And we're going to go ahead and expand 1 more point and move this force into Toulouse. And the game is on. Now, the thing with this, you don't have to attack. But the other player can try to intercept, but I will attack. So let me get these forces set up and we'll be right back. Alright, there you go. That's quite the force. Going in with the king. You got 2 mercenaries, 1, 2, 3, 4 field armies, and even some raiders. Versus France has got itself beefed up with 1, 2, 3, 4 field armies and some levies. So we'll go ahead and look at these numbers here. Oh, levies. Field armies. Field army represents about 1,000 fully equipped. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4,000. Raiders, 1,000. Mercenaries between almost 1,000. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 7,000 troops versus roughly 5,000. So there you go. And they got the king with them, going straight on in there in this Mediterranean Empire's battle. Aragon, not putting up with any bull, going straight for the throat. It's all the little French and Jews could do. They stirred up the pot, and here they come. Although they made a good stand, they didn't suffer anything there. So we'll see what this combat here ensues. We're gonna roll for initiative. We'll be right back. All right. Well, first things first, and according to the rules, the non-phasing player has the option of trying to avoid combat. The non-phasing player rolls 1d6 and modifies the die roll. That could be an option. Oh, I'm outnumbered. I can come back, get some reinforcements. Giving up a city though, but I think I can come back for it. Let me look at this. We might take advantage of that rule here and try to bail. Let me look at the situation. Be right back. All right. So, if I do avoid combat, I don't have to move out of the area. So I believe that's what we're gonna do. I'll have three options. Either one option is I just fight his raider units. The other option is I stay put and don't do nothing. Nothing happens. Or I gotta fight all of his units. So we'll do that. Oh, let me see. Blue dice for the Anju player. It says here the units of the non-phasing player has the option to avoid combat. The non-phasing player rolls 1d6 and modifies the die result. If all units phasing player's force are raiders, no, that's not it. Plus enough for king as part of the non-phasing player's force modifier. Okay, no king in that force. So let's roll one die and see if we can avoid combat. What is the result? Ooh, we get a big number, a 6. It says down here. Zoom in. The non-phasing player units avoid combats from all types of units. The avoiding units do not move to another area. If the attacked player refuses to avoid or fails combat must be resolved. Okay, well there you go. We bailed. We fired someone. Now here's the other thing is I was looking at that though. I still got op points remaining. Can I do this again? Or is that it? Huh. Alright, well that'll be the result here. Of the first round. I don't know if there's any other rounds. This is only a folio magazine game, so I don't know if they're going to go into that, if they're into the rules that that deep. But he does have op points remaining. Can I do another attack, or is that it? That's where we're at now. We'll be right back. All right. Well, here it is. Can receive 15 regardless of it. Blah blah blah. The player should use the op counter to track the number. The force may then move and conduct combat in any order the owning player desires until one of the events listed below takes place. The force has expanded all op points. If the owning player has completed all desired actions for that force, the force is eliminated. Once the force has completed all actions, the owning player should note blah blah blah. The phasing player. So, I still got op points left. I am going to conduct another combat. That is right here. Combat 2. So we'll go down here from 5, 4, 3. And we're going to have another combat. We're going to roll the dice. Oh. Okay, he can avoid combat again. So let's see here. We do that. We're going to go back to this. And he's going to roll 1d6. And see what the result is. It can be modified. If all units in a phasing player's force are raiders or not. And a king. So let's roll it again. Gets a 1. Yep, he ain't avoiding it that time. Alright. If the attacking player refuses to avoid combat or fails the avoid combat roll, combat must be resolved. So combat must be resolved this time. You avoided it once, you ain't avoiding this again. Alright, we got it going on now. And we are ready. We'll be right back. Alright, then we're going on with this attack. And the thing of it is, it does say the phasing player declares an attack against enemy units in an active force's current area. Done. Players determine the initiative. Both players secretly determine the number of military advantage and or ambush markers. Them are the only two you could use. That marker I have that was Coupe de Main, that'll come in later. That's a marker that'll help me with the battle. So, players determine the initiative. Both players secretly determine the number of advantage or ambush markers. Neither of them have any of them, so that won't apply. Both players roll 1d6 and modify the die roll. So here we go. This is real important in this game. Is the yield initiative. Alright. If the friendly force contains a king, add the king's military value, second number, and both players reveal the markers they expended, but there are none of those, so I will get to add 2 to the Argonese die roll, so that definitely helps. What do we got? French got a 2. Argon have a 6, so Argon definitely has the initiative. Alright. Players with the highest modified die roll has the initiative, and a non-fighting player wins all ties. The player with the initiative then determines if the combat is a raid or a field of battle. Plus which combat table will be used. The phasing player totals the number of attacking units. Kings are not counted. Oh, okay. Important, each combat table lists specific units to count as 2 units for units on a table. Alright, well, we will be using the field battle table. And therefore my field armies and mercenary units will count as 2. So the maximum it can have is 8 to 10, so I think I got that anyway. So let's go here. This will be mercenaries. Does it say? Field armies and mercenaries, yep, count as 2, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got the maximum already, so it'll be on the field battle table. 8 to 10. We need a good die roll on this one. Alright. Well, consults the table and stuff. If the attacking force contains a king, this military value, right number. Alright. So I get an extra bonus on my die roll. Alright, if the defending unit contains a king, blah blah blah. If the attacking force contains a mercenary unit, add 1. Well, that'll work. So there's a +3. Attacking player stratagem marker. Yes, I do have a stratagem marker, so I will use this. And that Coupe de Main comes down to this here. Attacking only during a field battle. That's another one. So that's a 4. I get a +4 on this one. So I'm going to put my Coupe de Main stratagem marker back in there. And this roll is going to be a +4. Not good for the French. Wow. Alright, let's go to it. Now, it also gives some modifiers to the defender, but you don't have none. Let's look back over here. Defending player contains a king. Defending player contains a mercenary. Nope. Marker. Defending unit expends 1 stratagem. He don't have a stratagem marker for... All he's got is piracy and trade, so that helps in other phases of the game. But not this one. +4 on the roll. 7. 7. We're coming down here to 7+, and it is a DV plus S. DV plus S. Decisive victory with a stratagem marker. Huh. Defending unit side eliminates all units. The attacker may randomly pick one stratagem marker. Wow. Alright, let's make sure I got this right. I did use a stratagem marker. Alright, decisive victory. What stratagem marker? Defending units eliminate all units. Pick one stratagem marker. Wow, that's great. Alright, that'll work. So, wow. What a decisive, crushing freaking defeat for the French. Oh, man, that is bad news. All right, let me straighten this out, and we'll be right back. All right, then. The Aragonese have answered. Answered in kind. And there are the casualties. 1, 2, 3, about 4 field armies and levies. Crushing defeat for the king. Straight on into Toulouse, and with that, well, it's not, it's no big deal. I mean, besides the loss of all the forces, it's still tied on the Bill victory chart. But boy, that was a hit and a half. All right, well, that will do it for that one. Let me look and see if I want to get any more forces. I don't think so, but you never know. There we are, having fun with our new Mediterranean Empires game by Strategy and Tactics. And this ain't bad. This ain't bad at all. I'm going to look through here. This might be it for this round of combat, so we'll see. But boy, how the board can change. There you go. We'll be back. All right, so I think that's going to do it for the first 9 years. From 1281 to 1290. This little recreation, very abstract recreation of what's going on in the Mediterranean, but having some fun with it. You can see the French and Jew went for Sicily, so the Aragon definitely responded and putting a big pressure, almost eliminating French and Jews. So we'll see what's up. Was it a smart move? Now we got some diplomacy to do and everything now, but I think this is going to be it. Now there's a bunch of open cities down here, but I don't see where the French are any position to do anything. Although they do have a nice little combined fleet if they want to try breaking through, but it's going to be a matter of trading points or whatever and buying some units. We'll see how the rest of the game goes, but here you go. That's it for turn number 1, I do believe. We'll go through the sequence of play here. Operations phase, joint end of turn phase. There you go. This is what we're looking at next. We might call this a vid and do an upload. We'll see. Be right back. Alright, so let me get my hand out of the way. Zoom on in here for my mercenaries, so. Optional rules. If they do not participate in any combat during a given game turn, roll 1 die for each mercenary unit. On a die roll of 1 to 4, the unit mutinies. Remove it from the map. The player controlling the unit loses 1 TP. This represents the mercenaries running amok, pillaging, and burning. Okay. Mercenary units can be used to fulfill crusade. Historical note. Alright, well there's that about that. So we have 1 mercenary unit down here that did not get used. So we gotta roll for him and see if he's gonna run amok. And I'm pretty sure that's the only one, yeah, so we're rolling 1 mercenary die roll. We use the big white one. And on a 1 to 4, he runs amok. Okay, well, he's good. Alright, well, didn't it say something about them disbanding? They may mutiny. Oh, it's not it. They don't disband, they just mutiny. A player keep track of the number of combats it participates in. The player using must keep track of. They do not participate in any combat in any given turn. Roll 1 die for each mercenary unit. Alright, that's about it. That is about it. Now there's territory concessions you can make, but we'll do that later. There's an optional scenario, so we are done now. My mercenary didn't run amok, and we are ready to proceed to the joint end of turn phase. Calling it a vid. Alright, well, before we call it a bid, notes to make, notes to make. The rules say that they do disband. They run amok and then they do disband. So you gotta. I read that wrong, or I read it right and just told you guys it wrong. All right, so when they do hit a one before, they run amok, but it costs you some points. They disband because they haven't been used, they haven't been paid, and they loot, and then they boogie off the map. Now, another thing I need to do is pick me a bonus stratagem marker because I didn't fulfill that when I had my killer conquest here. So we're gonna shake these on up. Let's dump them all out. Look around up here and pick one. Stratagem, okay. Put the rest of them in the marker. There you go. Alright, so he's got another stratagem marker that he got. Stratagem marker, his is free one. Now we're calling it a video. And we'll be back with some more Better Trading Empires. We'll be starting the next one with the joint end of turn phase.